Alright guys, welcome back to another market update video. At this one, we will talk about the Indian indices. We'll talk about what we discussed in the last video, and we'll also look at some of the sectoral indices, right? Some of the major sectoral indices. Before we start off, I would I would like you guys to like and share the video. Also subscribe if you haven't subscribed. A lot of the new viewers are not subscribed, so if you don't want to miss any further updates, make sure that you hit the subscribe button as well. So let's start with Nifty. Also, another thing is make sure that you guys are watching till uh, till till the end. All right, because many people, uh, according to the analytics, many people they watch around the time when Nifty and Bank Nifty are discussed, but they will entirely miss the context of the global market. So that is not how I would suggest you to watch the video, right? Make sure that you go through till the end. All right. So all that aside, let's start with Nifty. So last time I talked about Nifty being weak somewhere around here, which is around 19,800. All right, and my expected move for Nifty was actually till this low. I was expecting Nifty to break this and then continue till this low. But I'd also marked this demand zone, which is still marked, right? And Nifty has turned around from this demand zone, exactly this demand zone, right? So if you see this candle right here and then this move up, so Nifty has turned around from the demand zone which we were watching. Obviously, did not go all the way down, which would have been a better long, but Nifty has actually turned around from this area of demand, which actually led to this move, right? So this was the move, then there was a base, and then there was an up move, all right? So what what is the move for Nifty now? So obviously we have got the lower end of our range, which is this part, right? This part is the lower end of the range, and this supply is actually the highest part of the range, all right? Because why? Because see this big gap right here, this is a major down move, all right? So this big gap can be substituted for a nice down move candle here, and then uh, this entire part becomes a slow move to the downside, and then we have come back up for a pullback to the supply just below the major fall. All right, so what does this indicate? It indicates that even though Nifty has shown this up move, there is nothing exactly bullish about Nifty until a range is formed here, and then Nifty starts to break out here again. All right, so obviously there was no big fall from the demand. We have to see how the markets react to the news in the US markets today. But there's no major fall here. But until Nifty contracts and starts breaking out here, there are no longs in Nifty for me. So the major key level for Nifty for me is this area, which is 19,850. All right. So 19,850 will be my major level for Nifty for the coming days, and it is right at this supply right here, right? On the downside, obviously, it's 19,600. All right, I think there's no question about that. It's 19,600. So any of these break, and then you can definitely see a nice sharp move in one side of the market, right? So 19,850 on the higher side, which is this supply just below this nice candle on the downside, and below that there was the selling wasn't really that impressive. All right, even though we were bearish, we kept pushing down. Selling wasn't that impressive, but since we have broken a base to the downside, you cannot discount this supply. So do not jump into longs here. Let's look at what Nifty does around this supply for at least tomorrow after the US market news. So Bank Nifty now. Bank Nifty has worked out pretty much exactly uh, like we had talked about. We had talked about this base. Alright, there are multiple demands in this base. There is one base right here. So Bank Nifty has started to go up from this base. Obviously, there could have been some longs today intraday, but Bank Nifty looks quite bullish until Bank Nifty breaks this level. All right. Until it breaks this level, it is bullish. Do not jump into bearish trades even if this zone is breaking. All right, because it can just result in some sort of a range and then it can go up. But Bank Nifty is definitely bullish. The low still remains same, which is 45,300. And Bank Nifty for me is definitely trying to push on the higher side here. All right. Let's look at what banks are actually doing good. So if you look at what banks are doing good here, we can see that Axis Bank, Axis Bank I discussed in the previous session as well. Axis Bank, until this cluster of demand is broken, all right, Axis Bank is pretty strong here. So around 950 levels, until 950 is broken, Axis Bank is extremely strong for me. It can definitely lead a breakout, and I think today it has earnings as well. So let's see how it behaves. Axis Bank is definitely on the stronger side. Another one is SBI. It is far gone, so there is no point talking about SBI. But SBI is leading. Now Kotak Bank is back to the demand from where it started. All right. So if Kotak Bank shows any sort of build up in the coming days, let's say Kotak Bank shows any sort of contractions here, then you can definitely contraction and a breakout. You can definitely see some move in Kotak Bank. SDFC Bank here is strong. I was expecting it to move down. That did not happen, which is all right. But SDFC Bank, still, I would suggest to stay away from this bank because it is extended. It can break out, but there is no point of buying it here. All right. Now ICICI Bank, again, ICICI Bank has led the move, so this is already extended. So the main bank which can really take it up is maybe SDFC Bank if it starts to break out from this extended area. If we remove the markings, you see there is a demand zone. There's an hourly demand zone around this point. All right, this is your major hourly demand zone, which is holding in SDFC Bank. All right, so maybe it can lead to some sort of an up move. So Bank Nifty is bullish. Axis Bank can go up, and SDFC Bank looks bullish. All other banks are already trending up, so you cannot really estimate as to how much they will move further. But things look quite good in all banks right now. Now let's also look at some major indices. Let's start with Nifty IT. Nifty IT is in the middle of nowhere. Do not engage in Nifty IT as of now. It's not really doing anything. Uh, is the lower range is way below, and the higher top is way up here. So leave Nifty IT alone. I think Infosys is trending up in Nifty IT, so I'm not really. Infosys is actually holding up this base. All right. So Infosys can go up. You can look into Infosys for some intraday longs or stuff. But overall, I would suggest you guys to just stay away from Nifty IT stocks. All right. Let's look at Nifty metals. So Nifty metal. All right. So Nifty metal. See, this is why I was talking about why you don't want to short until this demand zone is broken. All right. So Nifty metal, beware of the view that things can go south, and things started to go south. Then suddenly it came down into this area of demand. All right. This entire base here and started to go up. So until this entire base is broken on the downside, you can get these reactions. All right, you can get these sort of reactions on the upside, and then the trend will simply continue higher. All right. So you see every time it dips into the previous demand. So this is your top, and this is your previous demand. All right, it dips into the previous demand. Trend simply continues higher. All right. So until the last demand is broken, you don't want to be shorting it, but that doesn't mean that you want to buy here. All right, you don't want to buy at any level. This was a very proper demand zone which we have been talking about, the 6300 to 6350 area, and this has led to the breakout on the upside. So let's see where this goes now. Obviously the level remains the same for Nifty metals. It is still 6350, all right, or 6360 for that matter. Until this low is broken, this sector will do pretty good. All right, now let's quickly get a look at the global markets here and see where they are headed. The Nasdaq, again, Nasdaq, my view was that Nasdaq will start to push on the lower side. So see, the problem with Nasdaq is the same structure. It is mostly the same structure as Nifty. All right. So what is going on is this supply right here led to this fall right here. All right. and then the fall was very shallow. That is why there was an up move here, and now it has pulled back to this supply. So that doesn't mean that Nasdaq is bullish now just because it has broken the EMA on the upside, right? Nasdaq can simply start to tank like this, and it has happened in the previous sessions as well, previous downtrending markets as well, where Nasdaq has broken out but simply started to fall again. So if you see here, goes down, then goes up, and simply continues the downtrend here. All right, so in Nasdaq, you want to see that this high is starting to break with a nice breakout here. Until then, stay away from Nifty IT as well. All right. Now let's look at Dow Jones. Dow Jones is bullish. Nothing to really see here. It is quite bullish. Uh, until there is some sort of a breakdown, I think we don't need to really look at Dow Jones. All right. So hopefully you guys learned something from this video. If you did, make sure that you like, subscribe, and share. Also, you can ask your doubts in the comments if you're still sticking around. And as always, I'll see you guys the next one. Have a good trading week ahead.